A gay rodeo is returning to Tioga County tomorrow, less than a year after the host farm was raided in what the owner calls an unjust animal seizure. Adam Romanek is owner of Rainbow Rodeo Productions. Tomorrow, his farm on Glen Mary Drive in the town of Tioga will stage its 8th annual gay rodeo. It will feature some traditional rodeo events like barrel racing, steer riding, and shoot dogging, but also some unconventional competitions such as steer decorating, goat dressing, where contestants run a relay race while putting underwear on a goat, and the wild drag race featuring a cowboy, a cowgirl, and a drag queen. Romanek says his event is much more diverse and welcoming than mainstream rodeos.
That our rodeo events are some traditional and some very non-traditional, as a way of being a fun, competitive environment. You don't have to know how to ride to compete, and everyone's welcome.
Romanek says his trouble with his neighbors began after last year's successful event. Romanek says Tioga County Sheriff's deputies began visiting his farm in November to investigate complaints of animal abuse and neglect. Romanek had purchased the property in April of last year and then bought 70 head of Longhorn and Corriente cattle from an Arkansas farmer based on photos. Romanek says when the animals arrived, they were mostly bony and underweight. He says he and his partner devoted themselves to nursing the animals back to health. But in January, the farm was raided by deputies and members of the New York City ASPCA. The Animal Welfare Agency said it found more than 100 animals, cows, calves, horses, and goats, living in poor conditions with limited access to food, water, or medical care. All of the animals were seized, and Romanek and his partner, Patrick Champagne, were charged with a variety of animal abuse and neglect charges. Romanek says he felt trapped into accepting a plea deal stipulating that he no longer raised livestock. However, he later reconsidered, appealed, and a Tioga County judge threw out the conviction on the grounds that the sentence was illegal. The case is now back in court, and Romanek plans to take it to trial. He insists that the animals were well cared for. He accuses the ASPCA of fabricating signs of abuse in order to garner headlines that benefit their fundraising efforts. Romanek, who is gay, says he's the victim of his neighbor's prejudice.
You know, this all started right after the rodeo. Just a number of things have happened since then. A number of things have continued to happen. You know, the neighbors seem to want to put us out of business because we hold a gay rodeo.
Romanek recently purchased 22 healthy cattle and 2 horses to use in tomorrow's rodeo. Tioga Sheriff Gary Howard says Romanek's sexual orientation had no bearing on the investigation. Howard says animals were dying in the field and Romanek was given multiple chances to improve the conditions. The gay rodeo starts at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Admission is $10 for adults, $5 for children.